Welcome back to the Baseball Newsman, your home for all things Major League Baseball. We've got some series recaps from the past week so far. First off, we've got the Twins visiting the Royals in Kansas City. Game one is Simeon Woods Richardson versus Chris Bubich. And top of the second inning, Matt Wallner gets his first home run of the year, gives the Twins an early 1-0 lead. However, right answering back, Kyle Isbell hits his first of the year. It's a 2-run blast, and it is a 2-1 ball game, just like that. Bottom of the seventh, Isaac Collins seals the deal with a solo home run. That'll make the score 3-1, which is the final for the Royals in Game 1. Bubich gets the win. He's 1-0. Woods Richardson gets the loss, and Schreiber gets the save. Bubich in this one, he was 6 innings pitched, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He was solid in this one. And Woods Richardson, 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, the walk, and he does get the loss. So he wasn't so bad, but just comes out on the wrong end. In Game 2, Joe Ryan versus Noah Cameron. Bottom of the second inning, Isaac Collins with an RBI double, followed by an Isbell RBI single and a Michael Garcia RBI single. So an early 3-0 lead for the Royals. Bottom of the third, Jonathan India, RBI single. Further adds to the lead, and then in the bottom of the fourth, another Michael Garcia RBI. This comes in a sac fly. Top of the fifth, Brooks Lee does get the Twins on the board with an RBI single, but that's all they're able to do in the fifth inning. Bottom of the sixth, more runs and a lot of them for the Royals. Garcia with an RBI walk, Bobby Witt Jr. sac fly, Vinny Pasquantino RBI fielder's choice, and then Jonathan India seals the game up. A grand slam home run, adding to the Royals' huge lead as it stands. But the Twins did answer back quite a lot in this one. Top of the seventh, Austin Martin with a RBI walk, followed by a Luke Keeschel 2 RBI double. Kyle Isbell does extend that lead, hitting his second home run of the season in the bottom of the seventh. But in the top of the eighth, Victor Caratini with an RBI single, Austin Martin with an RBI hit by pitch, and then a Josh Bell 3-run home run, his first of the year in the ninth. It wasn't enough to come back, but they made the game interesting. Final score in that one, 13-9 Royals. Noah Cameron gets the win on 4 hits, a run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. And then Joe Ryan, 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. That game was also wild. I don't know if you saw that. It was extremely foggy. It was raining. It was windy. It was just chaos weather-wise. I think that's what added to the score and the craziness of this ball game. And then Game 3, we've got Taj Bradley versus Cole Ragans. Ended up being a pretty good pitching matchup in this one, despite the final score. Top of the second inning, Cody Clemens scores on an error. And then in the top of the eighth, Byron Buxton sacrifice fly. So 2-0 Twins through 8 innings. Really, really good work from both pitchers in this one, keeping it really close. Vinny Pasquantino hits a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th inning, so it's 2-1 going into the 9th. The Twins, they'll answer back pretty heavily with 3 straight home runs. Matt Wallner, his second of the year. Cody Clemens, his first. And then Josh Bell, his second of the year. So the final score is 5-1 Twins, but the Royals do win this series 2-1. Taj Bradley gets the win, 6 innings pitched, no runs, 3 strikeouts, and the walk. Cole Ragans, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts, but he does end up with the loss in this one. Rangers versus Orioles. Game 1, Jack Leiter versus Chris Bassett in this one. Top of the first inning, Jake Berger with an RBI fielder's choice on the throwing error from Chris Bassett. And then in the bottom of the first inning, Gunnar Henderson, whose name we're going to see in this series quite a bit, gets his first home run of the year, evening the game up at 1-1. Top of the second inning, a couple of RBI singles from Brandon Nimmo and Jake Berger, followed by a Jock Peterson sac fly, give the Rangers the lead. In the bottom of the fifth, Gunnar Henderson again, RBI single. He has both of the RBIs for the Orioles in this game. Finally, Josh Smith, an RBI single, gives the Rangers that 5-2 lead, which is the final score in Game 1. Leiter gets the win with 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, the 2 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. He was real good in this one. Tyler Alexander gets the save for the Rangers, his second of the year. And then Chris Bassett, only 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He wasn't at his best in this game. Game 2, Jacob deGrom versus Zach Eflin. Top of the third inning, we're jumping right ahead. Ezekiel Duran with a solo home run, his first of the year. but the Orioles are able to answer back in the bottom of the fourth inning with a Pete Alonso solo home run, his first as an Oriole. Welcome to Baltimore, Pete. Top of the fifth inning, an RBI triple from Wyatt Langford. The dude has wheels and power. He is a very special player. And then Corey Seager, an RBI single, giving the Rangers that lead again. Bottom of the fifth, Gunnar Henderson, a double with 2 RBIs in the bottom of the fifth inning. He was all over this series and a really great contributor for the Orioles. Top of the sixth, Brandon Nimmo, an RBI single. Top of the seventh, Danny Jansen, his first home run of the year. It's a 2-run home run this time. Top of the ninth, Corey Seager, solo home run, his second of the year. And then the Orioles trying to answer back in the bottom of the ninth inning. Taylor Ward, a 2 RBI double. DeGrom, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Cole Winn for the Rangers does get the W with 1 1/3 innings pitched. Zach Eflin, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. But he leaves the game injured. A little bit of concern. He's already on the IL, so we'll see how that turns out for him. And then Yennier Cano gets the loss, 1 innings pitched and the 1 run. Game 3, Nate Eovaldi versus Trevor Rogers, leading things off. Bottom of the second inning, Jeremiah Jackson gets the Orioles on the board with a sac fly, followed by a Taylor Ward RBI double. Bottom of the third, Leody Taveras adds to that with a 2 RBI double. Top of the fourth, Jung with an RBI single and Duran as well, giving the Rangers a little bit of an answer back. But the bottom of the fifth inning was a good one for the Orioles. Samuel Basallo with a solo home run, Jeremiah Jackson single, Taylor Ward sac fly, and then Dylan Beavers solo home run in the bottom of the sixth inning gives them 8 runs. Corey Seager does get his 3rd home run of the year in the top of the 8th, but it doesn't matter. The final score in this one, 8-3. The Rangers do win this series 2-1, so I'm curious to see where I actually place the Rangers and the Orioles in my next power rankings on Monday. The next series, we have the White Sox versus the Marlins, and Game 1, Davis Martin versus Chris Paddack. Top of the third inning, this is basically the Miguel Vargas game. He was fantastic in this one. He had RBI single, followed by an Austin Hayes 3-run home run, his first home run of the year. Top of the fourth inning, I mentioned his name, Miguel Vargas, grand slam. It's his first home run of the year, but that is a big, big lead now for the Marlins. Bottom of the fourth, Liam Hicks. He is shot out like a cannon in this year so far, leading the National League in RBIs and maybe even home runs. He is really on fire for the Marlins. But he has a 2-run home run, his second of the year, in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bottom of the fifth, Jacob Marcy, RBI single, adds to that, or trying to answer back for the Marlins. Miguel Vargas, again, a sac fly. It's his 6th RBI of the game. And in the bottom of the 8th, Liam Hicks, an RBI single. Final score for that one is going to be White Sox 9, Marlins 4. Davis Martin gets the win, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Chris Paddack, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. It was kind of just left out to just eat up some innings for the White Sox, or for the Marlins in this one. Game 2, we've got Fedde versus Junk in this one. Top of the third inning, Munetake Murakami, an RBI single, followed by a Benintendi RBI single. Early lead for the White Sox. Bottom of the fourth, the Marlins answer back big time. Liam Hicks, a 2 RBI double, followed by a KC RBI single, and a Heriberto Hernandez RBI single. Bottom of the seventh, Graham Pauley sacrifice bunt RBI with an error on the catcher. Jacob Marcy sac fly, adding to the Marlins lead. Bottom of the eighth, Owen Casey sacrifice fly, followed by a Griffin Conine solo home run, his first of the year. Marlins win Game 2, 9-2. Fedde gets the loss for the White Sox. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Junk for the Marlins. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Anthony Bender for the Marlins gets the win with an inning and 2/3 innings pitched and the 1 strikeout. Game 3, Shane Smith versus Sandy Alcantara. He was fantastic in this game. Let's just jump right in. It's all blue because it's all Marlins. Liam Hicks, RBI single, followed by a Connor Norby RBI double and an Owen Casey RBI single. Liam Hicks and Owen Casey have really done great for the Marlins in this series and in the whole season so far. They're going to be the factors that maybe get the Marlins back to the playoffs. Liam Hicks, 2-run home run in the bottom of the second inning. He's on fire. Javier Sanoja, two RBI single in the bottom of the third, followed by another Liam Hicks RBI single, and Otto Lopez gets his first home run in the bottom of the eighth inning. 10-0 Marlins in Game 3. Shane Smith, 3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, and only 1 strikeout. He gets the loss. Sandy Alcantara, 9 innings pitched, complete game shutout, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Real chance at this point he could be the player of the week, and he's going to be on that list because he was fantastic in Game 3. Next up, it's the Pirates and the Reds in a series in Cincinnati. Game 1 is Chase Burns versus Braxton Ashcraft. Not a lot of scoring in this one. Spencer Steer with a sacrifice fly and Will Benson with an RBI triple, all in the 4th inning. That's going to be it. Final score 2-0 Reds in Game 1. Braxton Ashcraft gets the loss. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Chase Burns was really good in this one. He gets the win in 5 innings pitched, a hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Connor Phillips gets the save for the Reds in Game 1. Game 2, Bubba Chandler versus Brandon Williamson. Starting things off, top of the second inning, the Pirates get on the board with a Nick York sac fly, a Ryan O'Hearn 3-run home run, his second of the year, and a Brian Reynolds solo home run, his first of the year. So Pirates answered back quick after getting shut out in Game 1. Bottom of the third, Brian Hayes with an error, and Noelvi Marte will score. That gives the Reds a run. Top of the 4th inning, O'Neal Cruz with a Cruz missile, his first home run of the year, a solo home run. Bottom of the 8th, Ellie De La Cruz and Sal Stewart go back-to-back, each for their second home runs of the year, and it's a little bit of an interesting ballgame now. But O'Neal Cruz kind of silences that with another Cruz missile in the top of the 9th inning, his second of the year. That's going to end it. The Pirates win 8-3 in Game 2. Finally, Game 3, good pitching matchup. Paul Skeens versus Andrew Abbott in Game 3. Game 2 real quick. Bubba Chandler, 4 1/3 innings pitched. No hits, no runs, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Johan Ramirez does get the win with 2/3 of an innings pitched and 2 strikeouts. And then Brandon Williamson gets the loss. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Okay, back to Game 3. Skeens versus Abbott. O'Neal Cruz. First inning, 3-run blast. His third of the year now. Good start for the Pirates in this one off of Andrew Abbott. Brandon Lau. That's actually Nathaniel Lau. Is it? No, it's got to be. Yeah, that's Nathaniel Lau. Excuse me. RBI double for the Reds. Spencer Horwitz with an RBI walk in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, the Reds kind of get closer with an Eugenio Suarez 2-run home run. It's his second of the year. And the Pirates will close the door in the 9th inning. Nick Gonzalez, 2 RBI single, and then a Brian Reynolds 2-run blast, his second of the year. Final score, just like Game 2, 8-3 Pirates. They win the series 2-1. Skeens gets the win, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Abbott gets the loss, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Series number 5, we've got the Nationals versus the Phillies. Game 1, Foster Griffin versus Taijuan Walker. Top of the first, Dalen Lyle with an RBI sac fly. CJ Abrams follows that up with a single. Same with Tana and Vivas with a sacrifice fly. Top of the second, Millis, RBI fielder's choice. Top of the third, Luis Garcia Jr., RBI fielder's choice, and then a Brady House RBI fielder's choice as well. A lot of just runs getting scored by putting the ball in play. Bottom of the 5th inning, Marchand hits a 2-run home run, his first of the year, and that's going to be all the runs for the Phillies in this one. Top of the 6th, Tena with an RBI single, followed by a Vivas caught stealing with a Tena run scored. And then top of the 9th, James Wood RBI walk, Luis Garcia Jr., 2 RBI single, and a Dalen Lyle RBI fielder's choice. 13-2 Nationals in Game 1. Foster Griffin, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. He does get the win. And Taijuan Walker gets the loss, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Was not great in this one. All right, game 2. We've got PJ Poulin, the opener for the Nats, versus Andrew Painter making his major league debut. And he was real good in this one. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Kyle Schwarber, his 2nd home run of the year. It's a solo shot, gives the Phillies a lead. Adolis Garcia gets his 1st home run as a Philly as well. It's his 1st of the year, like I said, 2-0 Phillies. And then Harper reaches on an E4. Justin Crawford's going to score, and it's 3-0 Phillies. Top of the 6th, Dalen Lyle hits an RBI single, and then in the top of the 7th, James Wood an RBI double. Not going to be enough. The Phillies will take game 2, 3-2. Poulin did open, but Zach Littell is the one who gets the loss for the Nationals. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Andrew Painter in his major league debut gets the win. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, a run, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Joan Duran gets his save, 2nd of the year, with a hit and 2 strikeouts in his inning of work. Finally, game 3 in this series, the rubber match in this one between the Nationals and the Phillies. We've got Cade Cavalli versus Christopher Sanchez. Kyle Schwarber in the bottom of the 1st, an RBI double. Nationals follow that up with a drop 3rd strike. Joey Wiemer scores on that, so it's a tie game. Top of the 6th, Milas with an RBI single, and then top of the 7th, CJ Abrams a 3-run blast. Nationals have a 5-1 lead. In the bottom of the 7th, JT Realmuto gets his 1st home run of the year, starting to inch back towards a tie game. Bryce Harper gets his 1st of the year as well. Now they're only down two runs going into the 9th inning. And Edmundo Sosa will get a 2 RBI single that will tie the game for the Phillies, and they'll win it in the bottom of the 10th inning with a Justin Crawford RBI single. Final scores in extras, 6-5 Phillies. They come out of this series with a win when it could have gone well against them very easily. In this one, Cade Cavalli, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Cole Henry gets the blown save and the loss in this one for the Nationals. Christopher Sanchez, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, a run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Joan Duran gets the win in his inning of work and with only 1 strikeout. Time to switch boards, and we'll have some more series coming up next. Moving on, we've got the Athletics versus the Atlanta Braves in their series in Atlanta. Game 1 is Jacob Lopez versus Bryce Elder. Matt Olson leads things off in the bottom of the 1st inning with an RBI double. And then Mauricio Dubon, 2 RBI single. And Mauricio Dubon again in the bottom of the 8th inning, sealing the deal for the Braves, an RBI single. Final score game 1, 4-0 Braves. Jacob Lopez, 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, no strikeouts, gets the loss. Bryce Elder gets the win, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Game 2, Aaron Savali versus Jose Suarez. Bottom of the 1st inning, Drake Baldwin, a solo home run. It's his 3rd of the year. Top of the 2nd inning, Andy Ibanez, an RBI single, followed by a Jacob Wilson 2 RBI ground rule double, gives the A's a lead now. Top of the 4th inning, Andy Ibanez extends that lead with an RBI single, followed by a Shea Bangalier's 4th home run of the season in the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th, the Braves try and answer back. Ronald Acuna Jr. sac fly gets the Braves on the board again, but that's not going to be enough. Final score, 5-2 Athletics. They win game 2. In this one, Aaron Savali, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Jose Suarez, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Mark Leiter Jr. gets the save for the Athletics, his 1st of the year. Game 3, rubber match between 2 aces, Luis Severino versus Chris Sale. Drake Baldwin, 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 2nd inning, gets the Braves on the board early. Shea Langoliers, again, his 5th home run of the season. Really incredible start for him. Gets the A's on the board, scores 2-1. In the bottom of 4th inning, Drake Baldwin, again, 2 RBI double. And then Matt Olson, an RBI single. Final score of game 3, 5-1 Braves. They take the series 2-1. Luis Severino in this one gets the loss. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, but 7 strikeouts. So he looked good in some parts and pretty bad in some other ones. Chris Sale gets the win, 6 innings pitched, a hit, a run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Series number 2, We've got the Rockies versus the Blue Jays in this one. I've got the Rockies jersey on because it was quite an upset in this one. Game 1, Tomoyuki Shigano versus Cody Ponce. Top of the third inning, Karros is going to score on an E1. That actually knocks Cody Ponce out of the game. Looked pretty bad, knee injury, and hopefully it's nothing that drastically serious, but it does get the Rockies on the board. Bottom of the third inning, George Springer, his solo home run, second of the season, gets the Blue Jays back on track. Top of the fourth, Ezequiel Tovar scores on an E4, and then the Rockies go off in the sixth inning. Johnson hits a 2-run home run, the first of his season. Fulford an RBI single, Castro a 2 RBI double, and Tovar another 2 RBI double. In the eighth, the Rockies add to that again with a Goodman RBI double, Tovar RBI double, and a TJ Rumfield 2 RBI single. In the bottom of the eighth inning, the Blue Jays start to get a little bit of a spark with an Andres Jimenez and Davis Schneider solo home runs, each of their firsts of the season. But then Fulford for the Rockies, a solo home run just kind of shuts down the game for the Blue Jays. Kazuma Okamoto does get his second home run of the season in the ninth, but the final score of game 1, Rockies 14, Blue Jays 5. Shigano, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, a run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Chase Dolander gets the win for the Rockies, however, with 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Cody Ponce started the game, 2 1/3 innings pitched, a hit, a run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Hopefully he's okay. And then Louis Varland gets the loss, 1 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, a run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Game 2, we've got Ryan Feltner versus Max Scherzer, the future Hall of Famer. Early in this one, Jesus Sanchez an RBI single, followed by a Vlad Guerrero Jr. RBI walk. Hunter Goodman does get on the board with a solo home run, his first of the year in the sixth inning. And then in the bottom of the seventh, the Blue Jays do close the door on this one with a Kazuma Okamoto RBI single, followed by a Nathan Lukes RBI single and an Ernie Clement RBI double. Final score of Game 2, Toronto Blue Jays 5, Colorado Rockies 1. In this one, Ryan Feltner left the game early injured after 3 innings pitched, a hit, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Juan Mejia gets the loss for the Rockies, 1 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and no strikeouts. Max Scherzer, the future Hall of Famer, gets the win with 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Final game, Game 3, rubber match, Kyle Freeland versus Kevin Gausman. Bottom of the third inning, Davis Schneider gets the Blue Jays on the board with an RBI single. Then we're going to jump all the way to the top of the 8th inning, where Johnston ties the game with an RBI single for the Rockies. This game goes to extra innings. Top of the 10th inning, Tyler Freeman gives the Rockies the lead in the 10th, and the Blue Jays are unable to answer back. So the Rockies win the series against the Blue Jays in Toronto. But Kevin Gausman was fantastic in this one. He gets the no decision, but 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Brendan Little gets the loss with a hit and a run a run given up. Kyle Freeland, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Brendan Bernardino gets the win, and then Jimmy Herget gets his first save, closing out the series 2-1 Rockies. Next up, we've got the New York Mets versus the St. Louis Cardinals playing in St. Louis. Game 1 is Clay Holmes versus Kyle Leahy. Top of the first inning, Bo Bichette with an RBI groundout, followed by, in the bottom of the first inning, a Burleson RBI single. So tie game after 1. Top of the 5th inning, Bo Bichette, another RBI single, gives the Mets a lead, followed by a Jacob Young RBI double and a Juan Soto walk RBI. Bottom of the 6th inning, Nolan Gorman's going to try and answer back with solo home run, his second of the year, but that's not going to be enough. The Mets will win this one 4-2. They take game 1. And this one, Clay Holmes, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and he gets the win. Devin Williams gets the save in this one. Excuse me. Okay, moving on. Devin Williams gets the save in this one. Kyle Leahy, 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, gets the loss for the Cardinals. Game 2, Kodai Senga versus Andre Palant. Not a lot of scoring in this one. Bottom of the 3rd, Ivan Herrera with a 2 RBI double and a Ramon Urias solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cardinals take Game 2 3-0. Andre Pallante was great. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He does get the win. And Riley O'Brien with a ninth inning save for the Cardinals gets his first of the year. Kodai Senga looked fantastic. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, topped out at over 99 miles an hour. He looks like he's back, and he's going to be a force for the Mets this season. Moving on, Game 3, winner takes the series. Freddie Peralta versus Matthew Liberatore. We had a little bit of a pitching duel in this one. First run is scored in the 6th inning. Juan Soto gets on the board with his first home run of the season, a solo shot, giving the Mets an early lead or a lead in the 6th inning. But Nolan Gorman answers right back with an RBI single, tie game. This game will go to extras now. Bottom of the 11th inning, Mason Wynn, walk-off RBI single, gives the Cardinals a 2-1 lead and a 2-1 series win. Matthew Liberatore, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Gordon Graceffo gets the win with 2/3 of innings pitched. He escaped the bases-loaded jam in his inning of work. And then Freddie Peralta, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He gets the no decision for the Mets. Tobias Myers gets the loss, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He gets the no earned run loss with the ghost runner on second base in the 11th inning. So that does it for the Cardinals-Mets. Cardinals take the series 2-1. Tampa Bay Rays versus Milwaukee Brewers in a 3-game set in Milwaukee. Nick Martinez versus Kyle Harrison in Game 1. Yandy Diaz with a solo home run, his first of the year, gives the Rays an early lead. William Contreras, his first of the season, a 2-run blast in the bottom of the 6th inning, a little bit of a jump there. Top of the 7th, DeLuca, a solo home run, ties the game for the Tampa Bay Rays. And Nick Fortes, an RBI double in the top of the 9th inning, gives the Rays the lead and the win. 3-2 is the final score. Rays taking Game 1. Nick Martinez, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Garrett Clevenger gets the win for the Rays. An inning pitched, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And Kevin Kelly gets the save, gets the final out of the game. It's his first save of the season. For the Brewers, Kyle Harrison, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 run, and 8 strikeouts. He gets the no decision. Trevor McGill gets the loss, an inning pitched, a walk, a hit, a run, and a strikeout in his inning pitched. Game 2, Shane McClanahan versus Brandon Woodruff. It's Shane McClanahan's first start since 2023. Jonathan Aranda with a solo home run in the first, his second of the year. Nick Fortes, a solo home run, his first of the year in the top of the 5th inning, extends that lead for the Rays. But in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Brewers answer back. Bryce Terang with a 2 RBI single plus an E8, Cedric Mullins in center field, and that will score 3 runs, and that gives the Brewers the lead. Bottom of the 6th inning, Gary Sanchez extends the lead with his second home run of the year, followed by a Lockridge RBI double. And finally, Jake Bauers seals the deal with a solo home run, his first of the year in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Brewers take Game 2, 6-2. Brandon Woodruff, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. He gets the win, his first of the year. And Shane McClanahan, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He does get the loss. And as I mentioned, this was his first start since 2023, so not that bad. Rays got to be excited about that one. Moving on, Game 3, the rubber match between Drew Rasmussen and Jacob Misiorowski. Yandy Diaz, another home run in the series, his second of the series and second of the season, a 2-run home run. But the Brewers answer back. Bryce Terang, a 2-run home run, his first of the season in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bottom of the 8th, the Brewers take the lead and they hold on to it. Christian Yelich with a 2 RBI single, followed by Garrett Mitchell 2 RBI double. Blake Perkins, RBI groundout, and a Hamilton RBI single. Final score of Game 3 is 8-2 Brew Crew, and they will win the series 2-1. We've got Jacob Misiorowski, great stuff in this one. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. He was dominant. Aaron Ashby gets the win, an inning pitched with a walk and a strikeout. He's 1-0 on the year. Drew Rasmussen gets the no decision for the Rays. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Griffin Jacks gets the loss. He only faced 2 batters, but he did give up 2 runs in that span. So Brewers take the series 2-1. The last series on this board, we've got the Boston Red Sox versus the Houston Astros in what was not that close of a series, unfortunately, for the Red Sox. In game one, we've got Ranger Suarez making his Red Sox debut versus Lance McCullers. And in the bottom of the first inning, Jose Altuve is going to score on a double play. Bottom of the third inning, Yordan Alvarez, the Red Sox killer, a 2-run blast, his second of the season. Bottom of the fifth inning, Bryce Matthews, a solo home run, further extends the Astros' lead. And a Yainer Diaz sac fly in the bottom of the sixth inning even further extends the lead. Top of the seventh, Wilyer Abreu, an RBI double, gets the Red Sox on the board, but that's the only run they're going to get in this one. Jose Altuve will hit 2 home runs in the final 2 innings, as well as a Christian Walker RBI double. Final score of game 1, 8-1 Houston. Ranger Suarez in his Red Sox debut, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. He gets the loss, his first of the year. Lance McCullers looked fantastic. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts, his first win of the season. In game 2, we've got Brian Bayo versus Hunter Brown. Bottom of the first inning, Yordan Alvarez, an RBI double, followed by a Christian Walker 2 RBI single in the bottom of the third. Red Sox get on the board with a Connor Wong RBI double, and the Astros answer back with a Yordan Alvarez solo home run, his third of the season, second of the series. A Joey Loperfido RBI single, and a Christian Walker RBI as well. Bottom of the sixth inning, Carlos Correa extends the Astros lead with a 2 RBI single. And in the bottom of the seventh inning, Cam Smith, a solo home run, his first of the season. In the top of the eighth, Ceddanne Rafaela does get his first home run of the season, but it's not for anything because the Astros will win game 2, 9-2. Brian Bayo, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He gets the loss. Hunter Brown, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and he'll get the win for the Astros. Cody Bolton gets the save with a 3-inning performance. Really good out of the bullpen for the Astros. In game 3, Red Sox looking to avoid getting swept with their ace on the mound, Garrett Crochet versus Mike Burrows. Wilson Contreras, excuse me. The Contreras brothers always confuse me. An RBI single gets the Red Sox on the board early. Isaac Paredes hits an RBI double with a Christian Walker RBI single in the bottom of the first, so the lead that the Red Sox had was not held for very long. Top of the second, Jarren Duran does tie the game with an RBI groundout. And then bottom of the fifth inning, off of Garrett Crochet, Carlos Correa, huge 3-run blast, gives the Astros a lead of 5-2. Christian Vasquez, a solo home run, followed by an 8th inning and 9th inning Wilyer Abreu solo home run, the third of his season, and Roman Anthony's first home run of the season. Houston sweeps the Red Sox. They win game 3, 6-4. Garrett Crochet, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, only 4 earned, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. He gets the loss. He's 1-1 on the season. Mike Burrows, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He gets the win. He's now 1-1 on the season as well. Brian Abreu gets the save in the 9th inning for the Astros. One more board to go. Stay tuned. Moving on to the final board. We've got, first off, Angels versus Cubs. We've got Ryan Johnson versus Edward Cabrera in this one. Bottom of the first inning, Nico Horner hits a sac fly, gives the Cubs an early lead. And then Carson Kelly, a 2 RBI single, 3-0 Cubs early. Bottom of the third, Ian Happ with his 3rd home run of the season. It's a solo home run, followed by a Moises Ballesteros 2 RBI single. In the top of the 7th, Yohan Moncada hits a 2-run home run, giving the Angels a little bit of life, but Dansby Swanson silences that with an RBI single in the 7th. Final score of game 1, Cubs 7, Angels 2. Game 2, Jose Soriano versus Jameson Taillon. This one's very easy. Only one piece of scoring. Logan O'Hoppe with a 2 RBI single. Final score of game 2, Angels 2, Cubs 0. In game 3, we've got Yusei Kikuchi versus Matthew Boyd. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Cubs start things hot with Nico Horner with an RBI double. Alex Bregman singles him in. Dansby Swanson hits a sac fly. Matt Shaw with an RBI single. And Pete Crow Armstrong with an RBI single as well. Cubs score a bunch. Top of the 6th inning, Joe Waddell with an RBI single. And then Trout will score on an E5. Finally, bottom of the 7th inning, Matt Shaw with an RBI single. That'll bring the series to an end. Cubs win game 3 6-2, and they take the series 2-1 against the Los Angeles Angels, so the Cubs get back on track. Next, we have the Yankees visiting the Seattle Mariners in what was a very, very good series. Game 1 was Ryan Weathers versus Luis Castillo. Bottom of the second inning, Cole Young with an RBI single gets the Mariners on the board. Ahmed Rosario in the top of the 7th ties the game with a sacrifice fly. And then Cal Raleigh in the bottom of the 9th inning, a walk-off single, giving the Mariners a 2-1 lead and the first win of the series. The final is 2-1 Mariners. Matt Brash gets the W, and Paul Blackburn gets the loss. Game 2, Max Fried versus Logan Gilbert. Top of the first inning, Ben Rice with an RBI double, followed by a Giancarlo Stanton RBI single, 2-0 Yankees early. Top of the 6th inning, Bellinger is going to score on an E2. Stanton is going to double, and then Jazz Chisholm will single. Final score of Game 2. Yankees win this one 5-0. They shut out Seattle. Max Fried gets the win. He's now 2-0 on the season, and Logan Gilbert gets the loss. It's his first loss of the year. Game 3, Cam Schlittler versus George Kirby. Top of the first inning, just like a repeat of Game 2, Ben Rice with an RBI double gives the Yankees an early lead. Jumping to the top of the 6th, a little bit of a pitcher's duel, but Paul Goldschmidt breaks things up with a 3-run blast, making it 4-0 Yankees. Bottom of the 8th inning, Cal Raleigh, a 2 RBI single, gives the Mariners a little bit of life, and then Ben Rice hits a solo home run in the top of the 9th inning to basically silence the Mariners. Dominic Canzone does get an RBI single in the bottom of the 9th inning, but the Yankees will take the Game 3 win and the series win by winning Game 3 5-3. Cam Schlittler gets his second win of the year, and George Kirby's record moves to 1-1 with the loss. Giants versus Padres in San Diego. Landon Raup versus Walker Buehler in Game 1. Harrison Bader gets things going for the Giants in the top of the 3rd with a solo home run, the first of his season. Bailey will, in the top of the 4th inning, Bailey will hit an RBI single followed by a Schmidt RBI single. 3-0 Giants going into after the 4th inning. Bottom of the 9th inning, now big jump. The Padres still had not scored, but Jackson Merrill does get a 2-run home run. It's the first of his season. Brings the final 3-2 Giants in Game 1. Raup gets the win. Buehler gets the loss, and Walker will get his first save of the season. In Game 2, it's Logan Webb versus German Marquez. In the first inning, Willy Adames with a solo home run, his first of the year, and Jung-Hoo Lee, a 2 RBI double. 3-0 Giants already early again. Matt Chapman will add to that with his first home run of the season in the 3rd inning. And in the bottom of the 3rd, the Padres do answer back with a Jackson Merrill RBI single and a Xander Bogaerts ground out RBI with a Miguel Andujar RBI single. Top of the 6th, the Giants will pad that lead even further with a Willy Adames RBI single, Helio Ramos 2 RBI single, and then a Luis Arias sac fly, followed by a Jung-Hoo Lee RBI single in the top of the 9th. Final score in San Diego, Giants 9, Padres 3. The Giants already win the series. They're going for the sweep in Game 3. Logan Webb wins the game. He's now a 1-1 record on the season, and Marquez gets the loss. He's now 0-1. Game 3, Adrian Hauser versus Nick Pivetta. Bottom of the 1st inning, Manny Machado with an RBI single. Bottom of the 5th inning, a little bit of a jump. Gavin Sheets will score on an E5. A little bit of controversy there. It was a fine throw, but Casey Schmidt just lunged a little too soon at it, and Matt Chapman said, catch the bleeping ball. So there you go. Bottom of the 6th, Gavin Sheets with an RBI double extends the Padres' lead. Top of the 7th, the Giants get their sole run with a Harrison Bader RBI single. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Padres will seal this game up with a Ramon Laureano 2-run home run, his second of the year. Fernando Tatis with an RBI single, and then Xander Bogaerts is going to walk in a run. Final score in Game 3, the Giants 1, Padres 7. The Giants do win the series, but the Padres do get the last laugh in this one. Pivetta gets his first win of the year. He's now 1-1, and Adrian Hauser gets his first loss. He's now 0-1. Cleveland Guardians visiting the Los Angeles Dodgers. What a series this ended up being. Game 1, Parker Messick versus Roki Sasaki. This game was all Guardians. Top of the 3rd inning, Stephen Kwan with an RBI double. Top of the 7th, Rhys Hoskins will walk in a run. And then Daniel Schneemann with a 2 RBI double gives the Guardians a 4-0 lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Padres are only barely able to answer back with a Mookie Betts RBI double and a Freddie Freeman RBI ground out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Guardians will win Game 1 4-2. Parker Messick gets the win and Roki Sasaki gets the loss. Good showing from the Guardians in this first one. Game 2, Shohei Ohtani versus Tanner Bybee on the mound. Bottom of the 4th inning, Andy Pajes with an RBI single gives the Dodgers the lead, followed by a Max Muncy solo home run, the first of his season, bottom of the 6th inning. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, they will further extend the lead with a Teoscar Hernandez RBI single, followed by an Andy Pajes RBI single. Brian Rocchio will get the Guardians on the board with an RBI single in the top of the 9th, but it just won't be enough. The final in this one, Dodgers 4, Cleveland 1. The series is now even going into Game 3. Shohei Ohtani gets his first win of the season. He's 1-0, and Tanner Bybee gets the loss. He's now 0-1. Game 3, the rubber match between these two teams, Gavin Williams versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Top of the 3rd inning, the Guardians get going with a Daniel Schneemann scoring on an error, throwing error from the catcher, Will Smith, and then Gabriel Arias, a solo home run, the first of his season, gives the Guardians a 2-0 lead. Top of the 8th inning, J-Ram gets on the board with a 2-run blast, his first of the season. And then in the bottom of the 9th inning, Freddie Freeman gets his first home run out of the way, but they do lose the game. The Cleveland Guardians take the series and Game 3, winning 4-1. Gavin Williams gets the win. He's now 1-1 on the season, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets the loss. He is now 1-1. The Guardians take a very hard-fought series. Hey, that's a great win for the Guardians. And finally, the last series from this past week, we got the Detroit Tigers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. In Game 1, it's Mike Soroka versus Justin Verlander. In the bottom of the 1st inning, Corbin Carroll with an RBI triple, followed by a Gabby Moreno RBI fielder's choice. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Corbin Carroll takes Justin Verlander deep for a 3-run home run. It's his first of the season, coming off the hamate bone injury. Bottom of the 5th, Alek Thomas an RBI double, followed by a Jordan Lawler RBI walk and a Ketel Marte RBI fielder's choice. The Diamondbacks have control of this ballgame until the 7th inning, where the Tigers do answer back heavily. Dylan Dingler RBI double, Javier Baez RBI single, Colt Keith 2 RBI double, Riley Green RBI single, and a Torkelson RBI double. So making it an 8-6 game. Ildemaro Vargas does hit a solo home run for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 7th, and that'll be the final. The Diamondbacks win Game 1 9-6. Mike Soroka gets his first win of the year, and Justin Verlander gets his first loss. The save goes to Paul Sewald. Game 2, Casey Mize versus Brandon Pfaadt. Top of the 3rd inning, Rogers with an RBI double, followed by a McGonigal RBI single. Riley Green with a 2 RBI double and a Kerry Carpenter RBI single. That'll be it for the Tigers in this one, and the Diamondbacks really showed what they had. Jose Fernandez making his Major League debut, a solo home run in the 4th inning, followed by a Corbin Carroll 2 RBI double, Gabby Moreno fielder's choice RBI, and then Jose Fernandez again, a go-ahead 2-run home run. That's going to be it for this one. The Diamondbacks win this Game 2 7-5. The win goes to Hoffman, and the loss goes to Vest, with the save going to Paul Sewald, the second of his season. Game 3, quite the pitching matchup. Tarek Skubal versus Zach Gallen. The only run scored came in the bottom of the 1st inning with a Corbin Carroll solo home run, his second of the season, and that's it. 1-0 is the final score for the Diamondbacks. They sweep the Detroit Tigers. Quite an upset of the series. Gallen gets his first win of the season. He's now 1-1, and Tarek Skubal gets the loss. Unfortunately, he pitched great, 1-1, and Jonathan Loaizaga with the save. So, what was your biggest surprises from the past week? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of these series over the weekend. Happy Easter.